Morning. It's our first night in a hotel. We decided to get a hotel so that we could have a handicap room to give him some more room to try to recover. It was a pretty rough night. You know, I say a rough night, but he slept for the 4 hours in between each pain pill that we had scheduled for him. But getting up and down has been kind of tough for him. Let's check in. All right, so I think he's feeling a little bit differently this morning compared to what he was in the hospital. What are your thoughts, baby?
I'm literally terrified to move. This level of pain I was not prepared for. I think I got spoiled in the hospital. I was all smiles. This is a whole different beast. When you adjust yourself in bed, it feels like you're ripping your spine out of your body. It is just awful. Really, yeah, just awful.
Yeah, helping him to do the log roll in the bed. It's really tough on him, and even to the point that he didn't even want to get up this morning. But I wanted to get him showered and get him cleaned up. And you know, anytime that you have any kind of an injury or a sickness, if you ever noticed, a lot of times it's worse at nighttime, it seems like. So the hope is that getting him moving around today, every few hours walking, that it'll continue to get his strength up, and hopefully he won't be in quite so much pain. But the reality is, this is a painful surgery, and recovery is painful. You know, we were told that for the first 2 weeks it was going to be pretty brutal. So, like you said, he got spoiled in the hospital and didn't think that he was going to experience that. But
I was just so damn happy that I could feel my feet, man.
But here we are. So.
But it is no joke. It's no joke. I've never felt anything like this. I thought the back pain that I had a few weeks ago was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life, and I think I was off by about 150%. It is unreal. After this, it's smooth sailing. We're doing one lap around the Hampton Inn. We are leaving the big wide open spaces of the handicap room. So just remember, when you're recovering, if you don't have a spot that is conducive, this was easy, and I think it really helped us. So it's day 5. It's a little bloody and nasty, but everything looks good, hopefully, and we're heading home. So let's see our fur babies.
So surgery was Thursday. Today is Tuesday. Second day at home. Actually, first 24 hours at home. How you feeling? How did you do last night, first night at home?
I started CBD back, and the CBD made me sleep sound. It's the first real sound night I've had. So I don't know if you guys use CBD products, but it helps.
Well, and the doctor said, you know, if you've used them before and you feel comfortable with them, to go ahead and you can start putting those back in. And it does help tremendously with the pain and with rest. Last night, we have an alarm set every 4 hours for his pain medication, as per doctor's instructions, and he only had to get up one time to use the bathroom, and the rest of the night he slept until 9:30 this morning. And he would have slept then, but I had to get him up to shower and change his bandages. So he's definitely moving much better and seems to be in less pain today. Not that it's painless, by all means.
I don't think I'm in less pain.
Maybe he's just tolerating the pain a little better today. How about that?
Yeah.
We spoke to the doctor yesterday on the phone, and he said that the first 2 weeks is going to be pretty brutal. So 2 more days will be 1 weekend, and then hopefully we'll be on the road to feeling a little bit better.
So I've got my little station here, and at least the puppies are getting close enough to where I can still touch them without having to leave the confine of my cushion fortress. That's so touchy. That's disgusting. Officially been a week since my surgery. This update's a lot different than the update after surgery was. Been in severe pain for a week. Trying to lay on your back and get comfortable is impossible. Luckily, the CBD is working at night, so I am sleeping pretty sound. We're getting up about 3 times a day to walk outside because you definitely get stiff laying here. You need to get up and walk. Don't just lay here and rot, even though it, feels like what you should be doing. It's not. The wound is still leaking a lot. We meet with the surgeon tomorrow to take a look at everything and make sure that's normal. So we are changing a full bandage every day because it's full of blood. The next morning when I walk, it seems to bleed a lot more versus me just laying. So this first week is no cakewalk at all. Everything hurts. My love handles are so big and swollen that it hurts for them to bounce when I walk. So maybe that's just me specific, but there was a ton of trauma in there that they had to work with, so I'm sure there was a lot of beating and banging, and now I'm feeling it after the fact. So hopefully I've only got about another week of this kind of pain, and then it will be to a bearable level. So we're just going to continue walking and continue upping my distance, and I'll let you know if week 2 gets any better, but so far week 1 is pretty tough. What's up, guys? This is day 8. It is Friday. I had my surgery last Thursday. This week has been really interesting. I will say the back pain itself from the incision is getting much better every day. It's also much easier for me to stand up and sit down than it was when I first had the surgery. So that is an improvement. The wound care is a little more upkeep than I think me or Kim thought we were gonna have to do. We have to change the bandages every day. It's full of fluid after that. The doctor looked at it today and said it's normal. It's just a ton of trauma and swelling and fluid buildup. So we're just gonna keep draining it and cleaning it. And they're actually gonna start me on a small antibiotic just to make sure I don't get an infection. Biggest issue for first week after surgery, constipation. I have been taking prescription stool softeners since the surgery and taking over-the-counter stool softeners before the surgery. So I thought I would be golden. Well, today was 8 days and I still hadn't went yet. So the pain became so unbearable that my lovely camera operator had to administer her first hot water and castor oil enema. And as horrible as it was for me, the immediate relief afterwards was worth it. Don't let yourself get in that much pain. Get on top of this constipation thing early.
I think what I learned from this experience, and I think that I should have known better, number one, we were giving him water, but he was only getting probably about 2 liters. Definitely want to be trying to push over a gallon of water each day to make sure your body is flushing properly. Also, he's a very picky eater, so he doesn't eat vegetables or anything of that nature. So I was not staying on top of the amount of fiber or the lack of fiber that he was getting. So going into surgery and even the week after surgery, make sure that you're keeping lots of fruits and vegetables and high fiber foods into your diet. I feel like had we stayed on top of that, maybe he wouldn't be, he would not have experienced such a terrible impaction.
Oh, it was awful. Guys, this impaction was worse than the surgery, I promise you. I promise.
So if you happen to deal with constipation on a regular basis, or if you have a fear of that, then definitely get in front of that before it takes hold, because he was, yeah, I think he was about to have a baby.
Look, I'm gonna be honest, it was like concrete. I just wanted a spoon so that I could dig it out, because it would not break through.
He kept saying it.
Put oil in there.
He kept saying it felt like it was ripping him open, and in addition to that, his poor stomach was in a lot of pain and was pretty hard. Couldn't hardly move or walk or get up and down. So, yeah. So we broke down and did the casserole and warm water enema, and she slipped right on out of there.
I feel like I've been brutalized back there. But I assure you, the pain is so much better. It was so worth it. So don't let that be afraid. If you've got someone who's willing to put in the work to help you get it done, just do it, man, because it took probably 3 minutes after it was administered before that stuff released, and it was a life changer. So stay on top of that. Walking, we're trying to walk a little more every day. It's not super bad. Walking, now that I've used the bathroom, is so much better. But I think we're coming to the end of the real misery.
So the other thing he had mentioned earlier about the incision or the wound care, just make sure that you have the hospital provide you with extra large bandages. They did provide us with a couple of those, but we're changing those bandages daily because of I can't really call it, it's more like leakage, and it's not blood, it's more like the color of or consistency of like Kool-Aid. So it's not like super thick bloody, but it does fill a bandage with red blood. So we're having to change those bandages daily, keeping them nice and clean. Like he said, we're getting some antibiotics here shortly, just in case, just to be safe, because he does have that swelling. But the incision, generally, it's looking really good. You guys have seen some of
the sunshine today. We'll show you the incision.
We've seen.
Good light.
So you can see we've got some bruising happening here, which is normal. The bruising is, of course, we still have some swelling. Went to the doctor today, and they said that's also normal. Got some scratches here, and I think maybe that's from some of the bandages and the tape and that sort of thing, causing some irritation. Maybe he was allergic to some of the sticky stuff. And of course, now we've walked, and so now he's bleeding again, which again is apparently normal. So we're getting him on some antibiotics to help manage any infection that may set up.
So, all right, guys. It is Saturday. This is 9 days after surgery. Every day is getting easier. This last week, everything you've seen, I was pretty miserable. But I do think I'm nearing that light at the end of the tunnel. I was able to stand up and get dressed pretty much on my own. I went out for a walk on my own. And this is, like I said, day 9. So you'll go through some miserable stuff. If you can stay ahead of the constipation issue, that's going to save you tons of pain and heartache. And I'm just going to keep you guys with me as I go. So this is a wrap up for days 1 through 9. I hope this is helping you prepare. I wish I had seen some of this wound stuff and some of the real pain stuff beforehand from some other videos out there, but I didn't, so I hope this helps you. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and I'll see you next time with an update, guys. Bye-bye.